in this chapter, that is the American Civil War period 1861 to 1865. We will discuss about the background of the American Civil War, causes for the Civil War, and the beginning. Apart from that, we will also discuss about the role of Abraham Lincoln and Gettysburg Address. So let's start with the background. During the first half of the 19th century, USA marched towards economic progress. So it's clearly state that during the as industrialization happened in the England and the Britain, the effect was also seen in the America during the 19th century. So the states in the north developed a large manufacturing units. Manufacturing units mean the setup of industries, and we're looking forward to becoming a strong industrial economy. So slowly what happened, as they got the touch of the industrialization, they understood the capitalization and the coming of the money. So they wanted to develop in the similar field, that industrialization. With the help of industry, they want the better economy, good economy, and they got success also. There was growth of towns and cities. The northern state developed as manufacturing and the shipping center. So it is obvious when there will be industrialization, urban setup will be there. There will be more town and cities, more luxuries, more your all the basic necessities will be provided, comforts will be there. So this is what given here, the first paragraph about the industrialization which initiated in the America. The northern and the southern state developed fundamentally along different line means though America as a whole was developed, but the north and the south has a difference over here. Both of the portion, the territories, were working in a different mode, leading to a sort of rivalry means though northern part of the America, they were going for the path of the industrialization, but the south part of America, they did not believe in industrialization, heavy procurement of the industries and economy setup. They still have the agricultural focus. So this was the main difference between the north and the south of America. Okay, the northern state constituted the area north of Pennsylvania. The southern state comprised the territory south of Maryland. For this, you have to understand on the map on page number 52, which is the last chapter map. So here it's given here. You can see the Pennsylvania, the upper portion. So this North America, they believed in the industrialization. They got success also, and they were working in that path only for the development, the urbanization, the city, town and cities, so production, this and the other way. But down you will see there is a New Jersey, then the Maryland is there. Okay, so down of this Maryland, the territory, these all were the fit for the agricultural setup. So that is why the South American territories, they did not focus for the industrialization. They still believed in the agricultural production because the land, the climate was suited more for the agricultural setup. So this was the main difference for the rivalry between the North and the South America. So hope so you must have understood the basic point of difference. Okay, the south was primarily agricultural. So I have explained you the south portion, the south territories of America was the agricultural production. So they believed for that. The climate in the south was favorable for the growth of plantation products like cotton, tobacco, sugarcane, indigo. These items were more prevalent there. The plantations were done for these particular products so that they can get the good income, good production. The most important being the cotton growing. Much of this cotton was exported to the cotton mills in Lancashire in England, where the industries were growing. Revolution had created a huge demand for it. So cotton production, we have seen in the Indian case also, the raw material was being exported to the Britain because the industries needed the raw cotton there, and then the raw cotton was converted into clothes and manufactured to the different parts of the world or the market. So here also was the same case. The South America was fit for agriculture, especially the cotton production, which were being exported to England, that is the Lancashire. The planters, now the planters of South America, they required for we know very well, for the land we need a good amount of labor, and that also cheap. So that is what happened here. The planters required the cheap labor which was supplied by the slave brought in from Africa. So there what happened in South America, the agricultural practices were done with the help of slaves, that is the cheap labor, so that were brought from Africa and the Asian countries. So the southern state, that is why the southern states claimed that they needed slave for their cotton and the sugar production. So for the agriculture practices to grow, they need the help, manual help, and for that manual help the laborers were required, and for that purpose they need the slave. So they believe in the practice of slavery. Slaves were considered a necessity means it's a very much important part of the agriculture. Without that the production could not be possible in the predominantly agricultural southern states. So the southern America, they believed in the slavery, while in the north they believe in the free labor. That means the labor, if they are working in the one factory, and if they are not required they can move to the other factory also. So they were not bonded, but the slave were fixed to their master, so they have to give their service till the master ask for. The North, on the other hand, had a different economic structure. So just now we have been with the South American economy that was completely focusing on the agricultural, that is the production, manual labor, slavery. But North, the things were different. Here the economic structure was focused on industrial wealth, that is the setup of industry, factory, production. Between 1850 and 1860, an industrial revolution had taken place in northern states. So we have seen in the northern state, the upper portion of the Pennsylvania, all the territories, all the states of America, they were working for the industry setup, and the development could be seen there. So they needed free labor to work in their factories. So there was no bond, though no slavery, no slaves were required. Here the labors were required, the manual people were required here also, but not the slaves. So that means here the part-time charges according to the service they were paid. So no slaves were required. Due to a remarkable industrial development, there was a growth of urban population. The type of economic activity that flourished in North gave rise to the social system in which free workers could thrive. So the North American states, we see that slavery was not there. There were also the people working in the factory, but they were free laborer. So there was no bond signed. Free laborer means according to the service they were paid, according to the hours they were paid. So the industrialized northern state did not need slave labor in their industry and did not approve of slavery. So the morality, they believe in the morality also, emotion also, so they don't approve of slavery. Thus there was a fundamental difference in the socio-economic system that the two halves of the century followed. So there was a basic, this was a basic kind of a difference between the North and the South America. The cause of the American Civil War, the controversy that started over the question of abolition of slave labor culminated in the civil war between the North and the South. So now here the issue started, the states different, the people, the ethos, and the all those ideas now clashed with each other. The northern people, the northern state American states people, they did not believe in the slavery and they want to abolish. That means they want to finish the slavery. But on the other hand, the South American state, they strictly believed in the slavery and they were not ready to abolish the slavery. The plantation interest of the South directly clashed with the industrial interest of the North. Now, apart from the economic reason, social justice also demanded the abolition of slavery. So slavery, it is understood, it's not a, now in this present society there is nowhere slavery. Hope so all the children must be understanding, the slave, the worker is a slave for the master for the lifetime unless the master relieve that slave. Here it means that person, the bonded labor, has to work, give his service till the end of his life. If the master don't allow, he can't do, he has no free authority to move on. So this is what the South American state, they strictly believe in the slavery. Slaves in America were treated very cruelly, so this line is very clear. So their social status was also not good. They were taken into in a negative manner, that means cruelly, they were not treated properly. They had no family life and were treated as a movable property for their owners. So they can't leave a they cannot have their family. That means they cannot lead a married life and have a family. Plus, what happened? They were considered as a movable property, as wherever the master will move, the owner will move. They can carry their slaves with them. If a slave ever attempted to run away and was caught, he was punished brutally. So if the slave wanted to run away from the master and the person is caught, they were just punished brutally. So you can understand the condition how the slavery persists during the South America. This was considered to be the black spot in American society, as its constitution guaranteed equal status to everybody. So this North American people were thinking how it is possible where each people have equal rights after the independence. Now all of us have equal right, but why these slaves are having such kind of a life? So this was the issue which was going on. A literary movement against the slavery swept across the North state. So now what happened, slowly the movement, the revolution started. People started speaking for the kind of a freedom for the slave also, to abolish, to remove the slavery from the society. Some of the writer, now we should understand, the writers and the philosopher played a very important role to just make a sense for the people in common. If the people will think commonly, then only the things can change. So some of the writer published books, so they have written down, the good writers, they wrote down about the condition of the slaves. So severely denouncing slavery, they very clearly said that the slavery should not be practiced. So Uncle Tom's Cabin, this is a famous book written by Harriet Beecher Stowe and published in 1852, was a stirring tale depicting the horrors of slavery and the miseries of the slave. So this book, the story about the slave, it clearly shows how the bad life they led and the misfortune that they had during those periods. These writers helped to arouse a popular indignation against the institution of slavery. So, with these books and the writing, it was clearly that they were against the practice of slavery. They believed in the abolition of slavery. The southern state threatened to secede from the union. So now what happened? The southern state secede means they wanted to just move on from the northern state. Why? Because earlier in the last chapter we have seen all these states together. So they were the part colony. Okay, so the southern state, the union ship. So this southern state wanted to just move on from the union. They want to be free and take their own decision. So this was happening here. The election of Abraham Lincoln as the President of the United States of America and the right of secession of the southern state from the Union were the two major factors responsible for the outbreak of the Civil War. So this is very important here. The 2 point. First is what? The election of Abraham Lincoln for the presidentship. Okay, and then the right to secession of the southern state. Second point is what? The southern state, which they wanted to come out of this kind of a unionship. So they don't want to be the part of the union, the Union States of America. So Abraham Lincoln had contested the election to the Senate as a candidate who was opposed to slavery. But here one thing has to be understood: Abraham Lincoln always opposed for the slavery. So the South American state did not go for the Abraham Lincoln. They did not support for the Abraham Lincoln. So they don't want Abraham Lincoln to win the election. So this was a major focus during that time, but the things were different here. So Lincoln had asserted, so what Lincoln said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. So Lincoln said that America, if get divided, the north states get divided, become separate from the southern state, so the country cannot develop. We have to be united in all the conditions. So I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. So the Abraham Lincoln said very clearly that North Americans, they believe in the free life, all the people are free, and the other half of the America, they believe in the slave. So in that condition America is not one. So Lincoln eventually won the election. So what happened, in the adverse condition also Lincoln got victory and he became the president of the United States in 1860. So this is in 1860 that he became the president, and when he became the president, he took the strict rule. He worked for the abolition of the slavery. So this is your Gettysburg Address. You will read for this, then you will understand what he said in the address, means in the speech. Now the things happened here. The movement for secession was a corollary to the election of Abraham Lincoln to the presidentship. So now what happened? The movement secession means, I have explained to you that to come out of the unionship, to discard the unionship. So this was happening before the election, but eventually the Lincoln became the president. So now the things became very difficult. It was difficult for Lincoln to make both the southern states and the northern state to be one. So, anticipating that President Lincoln would emancipate the slaves, seven southern states seceded from the Union and formed a separate union called the Confederate States of America. So, this happened here finally. The sum of the state means here the seven states. Okay, so here you will see the seven states, these seven states, they said that we will not be the part of this union now, we will form a separate Confederate States of America, separate union. Thus, the very unity of the United States of America what as stake means what in difficulty. So now here the America was going to be divided. So this Lincoln never wanted. Lincoln was determined to save the Union. So Lincoln was very much strict in his idea that he don't want to divide America into two. So he was working to go and take the action against for anything to make the unionship at all together. He believed that no state could lawfully leave the union. So what happened? The Civil War broke out in 1861. So in 1860, Abraham Lincoln became the president, and 1861 the Civil War broke out on the issue of secession. Secession means what? Again, the coming out of the unionship. So in 1863, Lincoln abolished slavery in the South. Finally, in 1863, Abraham Lincoln, the president of America, he abolished slavery. The Civil War, however, was not fought on the issue of slavery. It was fought because the southern state had left the union. Now the issue for the slavery was sided. Now the major focus was what? That the southern state of America, although that the seven states, the one who have come out of the union, so to make them understand, to teach them a lesson. So for that now the Civil War was going on. So the Abraham Lincoln wanted again to unite these seven states into a union. So the American Civil War 1861 to 65 was one of the most bitter civil war in the world. Almost 6 lakh people were killed and many other wounded. The war began when the southern state opened fire on the Fort Sumter. Lincoln declared war on them. So this was a battle where the same people, the Americans, the Northern American and the Southern American, they were fighting for. The Battle of Gettysburg was the bitterest of the battle. Almost 50,000 soldiers were killed. This is the all impact which we we are just finding out. These many soldiers were killed in the famous address of 1861. That is your Gettysburg. The address, the speech delivered at the National Cemetery at Gettysburg. Lincoln spoke about the survival of the nation dedicated to the freedom. So here Lincoln said that the nation can only survive with the union. When we are united, then only we can develop. He justified the abolition of slavery on ground of the principle of liberty and equality cherished by the founders of the United States of America. So Lincoln said in the Gettysburg speech that we stand because we believe in the liberty. So America got independence and fought and got the independence on the ground of the liberty, freedom and equality. So how can half of the people be the slave of in America? So on that ground he justified his thinking. Most of the wars were fought in the southern states. So when you will go through the lesson, you will see that most of the maximum war were fought in the southern state. After a prolonged war of 4 years, so the war took for the 4 years, the southern army was completely defeated. So finally, the northern states got the victory. The Confederate Army under General Lee surrendered to General Grant of the Union in April 1865. So the southern state, that is the General Lee, finally he surrendered there, and with that the Civil War just stopped. The Civil War came to an end. So this is how there was the end of the Civil War. The unity of America was restored. So again the north and the south states got together and slavery was abolished. A few days after the peace, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, a sympathizer of the southern state. So what happened here? After a few days of this abolition of slavery, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, means murdered, by John Wilkes Booth. So this person believed he was the very strict orthodox of the South American states, and he believed that whatever Abraham Lincoln did was wrong, and so he did it. If America owes her freedom to George Washington, she owes her unity to Abraham Lincoln. So this line very clearly say that if the America got freedom because of George Washington, so the America also got unity only because of Abraham Lincoln. If Abraham Lincoln would not have stopped slavery, America would have divided into two, that is the North and the South America. So, by abolishing slavery, Lincoln recognized the inherent right of every man to be free. His political concept influenced future political theory. His ideas of government of the people, by the people, and for the people has become the keystone of the modern democracy. So, all these his concepts still we believed for these lines are very good line, which we still we it is also in the Constitution of India that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So the country is for the people, the country is working for the people. So this is what here if we mean. So now result of the American Civil War. The American Civil War produced important result. The effect were seen what happened after the Civil War. First and more foremost, the first point, the war settled for all time to come question of whether state could withdraw from the union. So now finally the question was complete that earlier it was there the southern state wanted to come out of the unionship, so it was already now there was no question for the coming out of the union. They have to be together for ever since. So doctrine of state sovereignty was laid to rest, the supremacy of the nation was vindicated, the union was declared to be perpetual. So it was made compulsory that the state had to be together in any of the condition. Secondly, the Civil War strengthened the foundation of the United States by resolving the North-South tension permanently. So this Civil War, they stopped the North-South tension. Now they were all together. The 13th Amendment of the Constitution, which sought to abolish slavery, was finally adopted in 1865. So finally in 1865, the slavery was abolished. The country was reunited. Third point, the slavery was abolished everywhere in America. So there was no question that in the South the slavery will be practiced. All over America the slavery was abolished. The federal government took certain measures that prohibited the enactment of discriminatory law against the African Americans. So all those people who were the African people who were working in America, the government took good steps in order to recover these people lifestyle. So there may not be any differences between the white people and the black people. Finally, the southern state lay in ruins and there began an age of industrial growth. Plantation had been badly affected and a new business emerged. So it was one side effect that the South America, though it was an agricultural land, they were affected by it, badly affected, because now the North state, which they believed in industrialization, so they were making the pressure for them also to work for as an industrial setup. As a result, the next 10 years in American history may be called as a period of reconstruction. So South America, it took time to recover all those the lost, they have the loss of wealth and other factor, manual factor, because there were so many people that died for the Civil War. So for that purpose, it took 10 years to come back in the setup of the development. So this is all the chapter we have discussed about the Civil War. Please go through the chapter and then find out the objectives. Thank you.